Hello! In this video, I would like to guide you through the process of setting up your Windows machine for the class Information Technology for Logistics. Okay. So first of all, please go to this website, cmu.to/ITL68. So ITL is Information Technology for Logistics. Okay. I hope this is easy to remember. All right. So you should be greeted with this page, which it will be more stuff coming up. Okay. So click at Windows, and so this is for Mac users only. So Windows users only. Okay. So Mac, if I have time, I will look into it. Okay. So first of all, we will be configuring PowerShell. Okay. PowerShell 5 to be specific. So PowerShell is the terminal program. So if you search in here, PowerShell, you should see a program with a blue icon, okay? And this is the default version of PowerShell that comes with every Windows installation. It's PowerShell version 5. But some of you might have installed the newer version, which it will have a different icon, as you will see later on. But for now, we want to use the blue one just for this purpose, okay? So you want to run this program as an administrator, not the normal user. So you can either click at this button, or you can right click and click run as administrators. Okay. And there will be commands that you need to copy and paste and enter. So first, if you use Windows 32, you need to execute this command. Doesn't have to be first, but please execute this command and then this command. Okay. So if you want to check if you're using Windows 32 or 64, you can go to System, like this. And then you should be seeing like 64-bit. Like if I see 64 like this, that means that I'm using Windows 64-bit. So I don't need to execute this particular command. Okay. But if you do have 32-bit, then please do so, just to kind of avoid the problem down the line. Okay. All right. So I'm going to execute this statement right here. So Control C, which is Control Copy, C cat, and then Control V as the paste command. Okay, Control V, and then I'm gonna hit A, which is agree to everything. Okay, there you go, done. All right, so you're gonna have to get used to the copy, Control C, and then Control V as the paste command. All right, that's something you do all the time. Okay. The second step is to install Choco. So Choco is a command for the software Chocolately. Okay, it's the package manager. Okay, so it's the program that help us install a bunch of software that we will be using in this class. So normally, if you don't use like package manager, you have to download executable and double click and then click all the next, right? That's quite tedious. But package manager, can automate all of this process by just typing in like one command, and you're done with the installation. So it's super convenient for this for what we're doing. Okay, so you want to copy the whole thing in here, and then just paste, and then just do that. I mean, since I already installed it. Okay, so I'm not, it's quite fast, but for you, it should be, you should be seeing some progress bar and things like that, okay? And once you're done, you can try checking if your installation is successful by typing Choco, like that, okay? If, you don't see error, and you see something like this, that means you're okay, right? It even says that this is version 2.5.0, okay? If you type in the command and it gives you some error, then one thing you can do is to reopen PowerShell again, okay? For example, I can do this. I can type PowerShell, and then I can run it again with administrative rights, okay? Remember to be admin, okay? Because we're going to use them to install software. You need to be admin, okay? So the next step is actually to close it, right? Actually, I just close it, okay? Because in order to install PowerShell 7, so keep in mind that what we are using so far is PowerShell 5. We want to install the newer version of PowerShell, which is 7, right? You cannot use PowerShell to install PowerShell. it causes problem. So you need to use another terminal program to install PowerShell 7. And that one is called command prompt. So this is the old school terminal program that's still in all the windows. So you can search for command prompt like this. Okay, it's CMD or command prompt. And you want to execute it as open as administrators again, like that. Okay, and then I'm going to type this line right here. So this one is using Shoko. So this is the command line for the package manager. Okay, and I'm going to install PowerShell core like that. Okay, and it should be asking you to confirm eventually. Right now, so you want to run the script, and I'm going to say yes to all. So type A and then enter. So it even says that if you are running the scripts under the PowerShell, then there should be a problem. So that's why we're switching to command prompt, because yeah, that's the reason, right? Sometimes it's kind of stuck. Just hit enter maybe to keep it going. I don't know why. Sometimes it gets stuck, the progress. Just hit enter to kind of give it a nudge. Right, so installing PowerShell core, which is correct. So PowerShell core or PowerShell 7 is much more. It's much better than the default PowerShell 5. Okay, there are a lot of like a nice user experience things that I would recommend. And since we're using a lot of terminal programs in our class, it's better to use the like a new tool. I'm just trying to kill the time because it's taking some time. Okay. If it's getting, it seems like it's getting stuck, I usually just hit enter. Sometimes it's it needs some reminder maybe, but maybe it's installing, so it's not get stuck yet. Okay, still installing. I don't remember how long it takes, so maybe it's taking this long. Okay, it's still installing. Okay, it takes about, I don't know, like a couple of minutes to install everything, but finally it's done, all right? So once it's done, you can verify that it's actually installed by just typing in PowerShell again. But now you should be seeing a new icon. This one is darker, right? So PowerShell 7. So that's the one that you want to use, okay? If you have that, you're good to go, okay? But we're not even going to type using like PowerShell directly, because actually Windows has come up with the new, it's called Windows Terminal. It's the terminal emulator, which is kind of like add some functionality to it. So might as well just use it. Okay, so I use Windows Terminal all the time. So let me just see if it's here, Terminal. Okay, so this one doesn't have terminal because it's kind of like a Windows sandbox. So I'm going to install it. So I'm going to go in Microsoft Store. Wait, where is it? Microsoft Store. Okay, I cannot find Microsoft Store in here. Okay, so maybe this is the Windows sandbox, so it doesn't have Microsoft Store. But let me show you the actual. This is my actual computer. I can go to Store, okay, And if you don't have Windows Terminal, you can do Windows Terminal. Okay, like this, Windows Terminal. And you should be seeing this thing, okay? So I already have it installed, okay? But as I recall, it's actually come with the Windows, like a new Windows 11 anyway, right? So maybe you can do that. But for some reason, it's not in my Windows sandbox like this here. So let's assume that you have Windows Terminal installed, okay? What you want to do is that you want to go to here. You want to go to settings, okay? And then you want to make your default profile your PowerShell. So normally if you install Windows Terminal, it might not pick the PowerShell as the default terminal. So it's the emulator, it's something that wraps over many types of terminals. So right now, as you can see that you can use Windows Terminal to emulate command prompt or even the older version of PowerShell, which is PowerShell 5. But you want to choose this guy right here. Okay, so make sure that your default profile is here and you can save, right? And later on, if you were to open terminal, not this one, but this one, right? It will be as if you were using the newer PowerShell 7, but within the the UI for Windows Terminal. Okay, so I guess I'll be showing you in class, but like I will be using Windows Terminal, not the PowerShell directly, but it's actually emulating PowerShell. Okay, but since in the Windows Sandbox there's no terminals in here, so I cannot show you. I will be using PowerShell to do pretty much the same thing, but you can use terminal once it's emulating PowerShell 7. Okay, I hope that's clear. It sounds a bit convoluted from what I'm hearing myself, okay? Anyway, that's number 4, okay? And next is installing software. So once we have Choco, right, you can install a different type of software from here. So for example, I can bring in, so normally what you want to do, if you have terminal, you do terminal, right? And you want to run as administrator. So we always want to run as admin when we want to install something, okay? So in here, I'm going to do PowerShell because I don't have terminal in this Windows Sandbox in here. So I'm going to run as administrators. And then I'm going to just type, the software in here. So this software is called VS Code. So if you already have VS Code, you can skip this command. But but in this Windows Sandbox, I don't have VS Code yet. So I'm going to install. Okay, and it's gonna do its thing, and hopefully it won't take too long. Okay, it's done. So I paused the video a little bit. I don't want you to keep waiting, but once it's done, you can verify that you already have VS Code right here. I have it in my window. So it's the same thing as what you would do if you download the executable and double click at it. But this one's more automated. Next stop is called dbeaver. dbeaver, that's the database program. So we'll be looking into the database because a lot of information lots of information in the IT world is stored in the database. So you might want to use this program to check it out. It's a pretty good program and free too. Okay, the dbeaver installation is done, so I can come here and then I'm gonna type dbeaver. So that's the one that I want to use. Okay, so let's just open them really quickly. I think there's a bit of setting up at the beginning, so maybe we'll just do that. Okay, so it's going to ask for data share. So this one's okay, just confirm. Okay, and do you want to create sample database? I don't think we need, so I'm going to click no. Okay, and that's it. I'm not sure. Okay, we'll figure it out later. Okay, if something comes up. Okay, it doesn't seem. I thought it would ask me to do some setting the first time. It doesn't. Okay. Next stop is called Git. So Git is called it's the version control. I'm not sure we're going to be using it, but just in case, okay? Okay, so Git is done. So let me check if it's installed. So Git is not something that you would find from here, okay? But it actually does. But what you want when you want to use Git, right? This guy right here, it's actually the command line interface. So CLI, right? So you can type Git like that. Okay, so here is a thing that kind of throw the newcomers off a little bit. So let's say you install like Git, right, and you expect you to be able to type Git and then it should work, but it doesn't work because in this particular session it doesn't know that the new program is installed. So sometimes after you install some software that like a command line software like Git, you need to close it. And then you are going to reopen this one again. I'm going to open as administrators one more time. And now if I type Git, now it works. Okay, so that's something that might be kind of confusing, like why it doesn't work. Sometimes you need to reopen your terminal for some changes to take effect. Next up, this is the tools that kind of help you debug some of the networking stuff. It's called bind tools. Okay, so I hope I will be able to teach you or show you something about networking, and this tool is particularly useful. Okay, so this is done, but it takes unexpectedly long. For me, it takes about like 10 to 15 minutes. And what takes so long is actually not the software itself, but it's the this thing right here. So it's actually install dependency, like I think it's called like Visual Studio redistribution and things like that. So that's taking long, not the actual program. Okay. So once you do all of this, then you should have the new command that you can type. For example, we're going to be using, hopefully, this dig command line. Again, if I were to type dig right now, dig, right, D-I-G, okay, then it probably is going to say, oh, actually it worked, so that's fine. So if it doesn't work, then you might need to reopen the terminal. But this one works, which is good, okay? Okay, so the last thing, hopefully, is called WireGuard, okay? So WireGuard is the VPN client, and I will be talking about it very soon, okay, but stay tuned. But right now, you just need to install it. Okay, so that takes about a couple minutes, not too long, but takes some time. So once you install WireGuard, then you should be seeing this icon right here, and you can even open the software, okay? And we'll be talking about this in class when you want to use it. But for now, I think you can close it, okay? But one thing that you might want to do is actually to disable the auto starts, because I noticed that WireGuard is actually auto start every time from now on, which might not be something you like, right? So if you want to do this is optional. I can show you from my I guess from my Windows without the without this Windows sandbox. So I want to type run, okay, right here, and again, this one, I just type it, services.msc. So that's called the Windows service. So WireGuard run as the service, the background service on Windows. I hit OK, okay. And then I should be greeted with this, okay. And then I'm going to search for WireGuard, which is something right here. So there are two things in here. So the WireGuard manager and VPN. So if I want this to not auto start, so I want to click and then startup type, it's going to be manual, okay? And then also for the manager to why not, okay? Some people say just the VPN is enough, but I think I want to do both. So if this is manual, okay, not automatic, then the WireGuard software will not be starting automatically. Okay, so that's something that I don't like things to start up without me controlling it. So, but if you don't care about it, that should be fine too. Okay. I think that's it. Let me check. Okay. Yeah, and that's about it. Okay. Thank you very much. I'll see you.